Yo, what up, fellow resistors? My name's Jake Woke. I'm here with my sister in the resistance, Ezra Woke, and we
Hi.
we're going to be talking about Disney movies. Now, besides from the blatant racism of only having half of their Disney princesses a minority character, we also noticed some not woke subliminal messages in the films. So, we're going to go through some that we've noticed right off the bat. So, we're going to bring in Zootopia. Now, what do you think about Zootopia, Ezra?
Well, first of all, I just I just really hate movies that are just about I don't know. There's just there's not enough wokeness in the movie. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
agree,
Disney
and
is
when
just not woken up.
exactly, the main character is a police officer, a suppressor of society. And you know what? I don't like that they made the main character a rabbit. I mean, that's a clear 50s view of women seen just as for bearing children. I mean, the only woke person in that whole movie is the celebrity Giselle. I mean, she knows what's up. I mean, it's
And
she's
who
like
is
that movie's Beyonce.
she was. She really was. Tell me more about how she was the most woke one. I mean, what is it that she did?
Well, when they were having the conflict in the movie, they Giselle brought the community together and was saying like, we need to come together because this isn't Zootopia. It was just that moment like when Beyonce came out during the Super Bowl. And like that Pepsi commercial with Kendall Jenner, it was just that perfect step to that ultimate wokeness that every celebrity brings to us, except for James Wood.
I like that. I like that. And
And
of course, it was a woman,
exactly.
obviously. So it's very powerful in that messaging that the feminist woman was the one that brought the community together and was fighting that patriarchy, which is something that we're always doing. So that part of the movie I actually did enjoy, like you. I think that part was really woke because they did finally accept the fact that it's women that are the ones that are going to have to fight the patriarchy, and it was pretty well represented in Zootopia, despite the fact that they went so poorly wrong, as you said, with um, the suppressor being a police officer. Awful.
It's just terrible. And I noticed now, I know I'll probably get a lot of hate from the peeps on Reddit for this, but I also want to bring up Lion King because Lion King is a complete movie about male privilege. I mean, Simba, he's like this strong, aggressive male, and Scar, he's an oppressive male, but the lioness can't throw off the oppression of Scar by themselves. They have to call on Simba, and I'm like, what's up with that?
Well, it's because the females, they're not resisting, okay?
Exactly.
Disney is not about the movement, and that movie should have been about the females rising up and resisting, and they're not. That's not what happened. They sat back. Disney made the lionesses into just women that are in the kitchen, pregnant, with barefoot, and probably like another 7 or 8 kids in that they have to take care of. So, oh, poor them. They couldn't save themselves, right? Everything went into disarray once the male left, and the male is the one that had to come back and save them. And that, it's not woke. Not woke, Jacob. It's
Not
not.
woke. Hashtag woke. Now,
Let's be woke. We
this
have
one
to resist.
resist. I and this next one, it's another one about cats. I mean, I don't know what it is with Disney and cats, but the Aristocats. I mean, it's about a bunch of wealthy cats who are obviously represent the white privilege as they're on
Yeah.
this role, and like they don't even help the poor cats that they meet rise up. I mean, that's why you should resist. I mean, if I was those street cats, I would have been like, sorry, you're privileged enough.
Yeah, and then that old white lady, she's the one with the white cat. Like, what's all this white oppression? Okay, all they're doing is they're just telling me once again that as a brown female, I can't do anything because there's always going to be some old white lady with a white cat telling me what to do. Like I'm wearing my cat ears, because we got to fight the power, and we gotta resist, we gotta wear pink hats. I don't have my pink hat on me right now, but I got pink ears, so you can see, right? You see the pink?
I see
Okay.
that.
But that's what the aristocrats was missing out on. Is all they were doing was telling me about how, like I said, these white people can just tell us all what to do and not help the poor.
And I also thought it was weird that they tried to cloak it taking place in France. Like that was going to trick us. Because, France is woke. But
France is woke.
Disney is not woke.
I love Macron.
Oh, man. And he's got, I mean, he just defies, man. Him and Trudeau, they defy. And
they're
resist.
amazing. There was an article written today about how they're now the hottest leaders. I mean, I want to move over to France or Canada because I want my leader to be hot. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I know. Everyone thinks Trump is so hot. All he does is oppress. That's why we got to resist.
We got to resist. We're always resisting. Stay woke.
Now, this next one, I don't even know how this one made it to theaters without an uprising. It's Tarzan. Now, this is clearly another case of straight cisgendered white male privilege. I mean, this guy, his family lands on a beach, and then they just move in. They don't ask the animals. Obviously, the animals can talk, right? They don't talk to the animals, and then he just kind of takes over the gorilla tribe. I mean, now they're talking about animals are equal to us, and on top of him exerting his white privilege on an African populace of gorillas, he's also trying to do his white cisgendered male superiority. What's up with that?
Exactly. It's also a play on just the fact that it's like America, whenever the pilgrims came from Europe and then just destroyed the Native American population. There was some relativity to that. I felt really connected in that way because that's what white people came and did to America, and that's what they did in that movie in Tarzan. And it's just, I was feeling a little triggered. I was feeling triggered, and so it just hurt me. It's a very hurtful movie, and I hope that people see that. I think people need to see that.
And that's perfect because our next one takes place not in an African jungle, but in an Indian jungle. And here we have the Jungle Book. Now they just remade it, and I'm just so surprised by the cultural appropriation. I mean, this human boy Mowgli, he's appropriating the culture of the animals by trying to pretend to be a wolf. I mean, what's up with that? The animals, they're woke, but Mowgli, he's not woke. I mean, what do you think about that?
Cultural appropriation is just, it makes me sick. We have to resist against cultural appropriation. So Jungle Book, that's not on the list of movies that I really ever want to see again, but we do have to resist against Disney and continue talking our truth, because cultural appropriation should not be allowed. It should not be allowed. It should be outlawed. It's one of those things that causes hate speech. It causes all sorts of hatred and violence. There's a connection. There is. You got to stay woke about that.
1000%. Now, this next one is one that's particularly offensive to me. It's Sleeping Beauty. And I'm just so I'm just so grossed out by it's not just male privilege, it's toxic masculinity. I mean, this guy not
And rape
he
culture.
not only slays the dragon. I mean, he kisses Sleeping Beauty. I think her name's Aurora or something, without her permission. He doesn't even ask her. He just kisses her on the lips.
Exactly. Exactly. All it does is promote rape culture, which we're obviously trying to resist. And it just, oh, it allows for the patriarchy yet again to just come down and say, oh, girls are sleeping, so we're just gonna force ourselves upon them, just like the patriarchy likes to do. And I just want to point out that my vagina has its own voice. You
That's
can't
right.
just go around kissing me while I'm asleep. That's rape. That's rape. And that's what Disney decided to do. Just promote rape culture with Sleeping Beauty.
And it's just so shocking to me. And I mean, and why are they saying this white blonde girl is beauty? I mean, that's not beauty.
Hmm,
That's
that's
a
very offensive.
stereotype.
Yeah. Why do they all have to be white and skinny? Like I wanted to see someone like, woke Amy Schumer take the role of Sleeping Beauty. Why couldn't she have been asleep, but not asleep? Because don't kiss me while I'm sleeping. Okay? Well, I'm just,
Exactly.
But even then, maybe not Amy Schumer. Maybe like Sarah Silverman, who is also woke.
She fights the power.
She does fight the power. And it just, I'm feeling a little triggered right now. And so I'm sorry. I'm sorry
Well,
to my fans.
if you've
We got
triggered
this.
if you're triggered now, wait till you hear this next one. Now, I used to believe the propaganda about Robin Hood. So Robin Hood, it used to be my favorite Disney movie because I always thought Robin Hood was woke. He was robbing from the rich to give to the poor. And then one day,
Bernie
I
Sanders.
exactly. But then one day I was watching the movie, and you know what I realized? He wasn't stealing from the rich. He was stealing from the government. Prince John is obviously the hero in this story. He's taking taxes to give money for health care and for food for the people, but Robin Hood is stealing that, and he justifies it by giving it back to the people. Prince John, the whole point is Prince John is taking those taxes so he can give free health care. What's up with that?
So you're saying that Robin Hood ends up being the villain in this.
Yes, he's a total Tea Party activist.
Jacob, you are so woke, my friend.
Oh,
My mind has been blown right now.
I just couldn't believe it. I read between the lines.
That's what we have to do. We have to continue to stay woke, to stick together, and acknowledge and tell people about these truths. That that is awesome. So he really is. Well, John is really our present day Bernie Sanders because
That's
he is
right.
just trying to give people the same amazing health care that Canada and Venezuela have. We
That's right.
need to get into these. We need to be a socialist society, and the only way that women are going to continue resisting and are going to continue having access to abortion and to birth control is through things like Robin Hood, through
That's
people
right.
like John and Bernie Sanders. Oh, man, you just woke in my mind up, Jacob.
I
I
know.
love it. Hey,
Mind.
don't take away my birth control, all
That's
right?
right.
Don't do it.
Mind blown.
Don't do it.
Thank you so much, Ezra. Thank you for staying woke.
I every day, every day, every day is a challenge. But I wake up, I tweet Trump, and then I stay woke.
Right.